Okay, Jeff, this is Dennis Clark, the golf instructor at the Marriott, and I'm going to go over a couple things with you here from your lesson today. I think if you get a little bit of time and a place to practice and some lessons up in your area to follow up, I think you could have a very enjoyable game of golf, if not a quite good game of golf. There's a couple things going on here that we dealt with today. Number one, we dealt with the fat shot. Okay, that's the biggest problem that you have, even more than the left shot. Because the left shot, if just by fixing this grip, really, we took that pretty much out of there. Okay, so if you keep that right hand on top of the club, it's really unlikely that you're going to hit it left. And of course, the fat shot is one caused mostly by, well, two things really, but one thing at a time, is the fact that your weight doesn't get what we call transferred in the swing. Your weight tends to A, sway off the ball in the backswing, and B, get stuck on your back foot. So if you sway too far to the right side and then don't move off the back foot over to the left side, plus the steep plane that you come down on, you're going to hit the ground. And that's the one I tried to take out of there. And I'm going to show you how this all ties in here a little bit. Another thing it would not hurt you to do is to fix the grip, right? Come in a little bit, close this gap just a little bit, let your arms hang down here, and try to get the golf club to point more here at your belt buckle or belly button area. You're holding the club up too high here. So when you invest in a set of clubs, just make sure they fit you for them. But you really want to get the club pointed more at your midsection there than holding it up too high like that. I'll explain, well, you don't even need to know why. Just bring it down a little bit. But if we look at this kind of a look here, you know, that's pretty universal, really. Okay, so you're going to come in just a little, lower the arms just a little to point the club at the midsection there, the belt buckle, and stand a little closer. So then now, when you swing, you want to turn without swaying off the ball. You want to try to keep yourself in your, over the ball more, like right on the ball. That's a good turn, and you keep your weight. I would start with about, that's the other thing about a dress, I would start with probably 65% of your weight on your left foot before you hit the ball. Now the big change dynamically that you'd have to make is that you'd have to get on a better plane. That's just too vertical there. You can see when he brings it down here, we're going to see the club all the way down through his forearm there and elbow. And your club is a lot steeper. Now, if you get the club to come down a little more shallow, we call it, a little flatter if you want, a little more the diagonal this way instead of so vertical, and you get off your back foot and you fix your grip, boom, you got left and fat out of your game. See, the amount of golf you're playing right now, what I can do is get you more functional. And then you come to me next year or something and say, hey, I really want to take this up and I got more time and I want to play it. I'll get you in a 3-day program, or we get you some more lessons, or just follow up in Long Island. There's bunch of good teachers, I'm sure, that are experienced. And, you know, get the proper mechanics down here, because with your physicality, you could play a decent game. Now, when we went over here a little bit later, here's another swing. It's a driver swing. Again, a reminder, do not hold the club up so high and do not have this space so far in between. Okay? He's very close to his body, and that's a universal position among good players. What happens here, Jeff, is that your arms are just not connected to your body, so you're negating any strength that you can get into the shot. The other thing you have a habit of, one of the things that will cause left, is you have the club face closed. You're actually pointing the club over there. Could be a function of your strong grip. Bring your right hand on top a little bit more. You should probably go to the interlocking grip, the index finger of the left and the pinky of the right locked in together. Wrap it around, wrap that right hand around that left thumb on top of the club, and get that gap closed in there. So when you do that, we're going to be off to a better place to start from. And that's just better. I mean, let's face it, that's just a better angle. This is coming up. You did a really quick transition here, and this is looking right where we want it. So if you get yourself to feel like he is here, watch us move through the ball. It's so synced up. Club lays down, comes in real low. Heel comes up, body turns to face the target. It's going to help you a lot, it really is. Now the only reason, the other thing too, is the only reason that you will do, if you get it down on that shallower plane, you're going to have to make sure that you lower your arms at the address and come down a little bit, and you're going to have to make sure that that left arm gets extended, not chicken winged. So if you top the ball, it's a good chance that you're chicken winged it, because this swing's too good to top it. You have to realize that what you're doing here is much better than that other swing technically and the position wise. But if you do all that correct and still have the chicken wing, which is a kind of a bailout move for you from that old. Now, if you get your arms down here, we got it. Bam. The last thing I want you to do, especially with your driver, is feel your hands roll over as you hit the ball. It would be roll over the forearm, the left palm up to the sky, the right palm down to the ground. Roll it over. I'll give you a look at that one like this. So this will be Rory McIlroy, the great pro from Ireland. And watch look at his glove. You see his glove, here it comes. Snap, rolled over. I don't even see the glove anymore. Left palm's at the ground, right palm's down at the bottom. That'll get rid of that big slice with the driver, okay? So you really have to watch with that driver now. That's going to be the hardest one for you to kick in, but the program would still apply, especially the part where you get it down on a better angle, and where you, oh, that one we didn't get. This should be a driver. Let me see. The driver, yeah, because it's the least lofted club in your bag, the hardest one to hit. You really want to get the nice shallow, flatter, more horizontal pull down. This is way too steep for a driver. This will either hook it or slice it a mile off. Hooked it with your old grip, but with the new grip that I gave, it's going to slice it a mile to the right. So you've got to work on the same thing. You've got to feel the baseball swing. You've got to feel the like you're skipping a stone across a pond or swinging side or pitching sidearm in baseball. And then get off the back foot and roll the hands over, roll them. I see too much glove here already. So once you feel it, it's going to be a huge difference for you. Really is. I would like to see you follow up with this because it's going to be a day and night situation if you can. So, once you get past anything in motor skill learning, once you get past the first hurdle, your returns are kind of exponential, really are. But anyway, that's the basis of it. And if you have any questions, you have my number, you have my email. Just drop a line from time to time. Let me know how you're doing. And if you enjoyed the session, just let the hotel know you enjoyed it. Thanks and safe travels, buddy.